Starting at 6 o'clock with breaking news. As we speak, storms rolling through our area are causing significant impacts for day 2 of the Love and Life Music Festival. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Siobhan Riley. In just the past few hours, organizers, they are shutting down the event at that music festival, and people had to seek shelter in parking decks. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is standing by with a wider overview of these storms. Brad?
Good news, those storms have moved out, Siobhan, and now we're starting to see things kind of get back to normal in Uptown. We lost our camera here from Uptown because it was so dark, but I can tell you it has stopped raining in many locations. Still some very dark clouds at our Mr. Sparky camera network, but the worst of the storms have pushed east. Now the rain, that's not an issue. It's the lightning and the severity that was the problem. We had both lightning and a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Uptown for about an hour, so that really forced everybody to seek shelter. Still some lingering sprinkles, but the lightning has not been within 6 miles in the last 40 minutes or so, and that's the criteria they're going to use for safety purposes. And all these storms are pushing off to the north and east, so we might see some lingering showers in Uptown, but the worst of it is now pushed up towards Salisbury. And let's be honest, this is much needed rain in many locations. We'll take every drop we can get. Cabarrus County, Stanley County, and a big cluster of storms coming up towards areas in western Chesterfield County, so those are pushing northeast as well. There's going to be a lull between that band and the next batch, so you can see this big break between the storms over us now and the front itself, which is back in Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. That is likely going to arrive after 11 p.m. unless it picks up some speed. So we could get lucky here and just see a passing shower for the remainder of the evening. So Kendrick Lamar concert, I think the gates open at 7. We might see a few sprinkles, but I don't expect lightning. This is 10 o'clock. We'll watch for some redevelopment back to the west. But as you watch this line develops, here we are at midnight. Most everything's wrapping up, and the main line starts to move back our way closer to maybe 1 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning. So this is Sunday morning, basically late tonight, early tomorrow morning. That will be around through the overnight hours. And by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, all of this mess is going to be out of here, and Sunday is actually going to end up being a pretty good day. So we're not done with the rain yet, but we're getting into a lull right now. It's been hit or miss. Not everybody has seen rain today. That's the nature of scattered storms. You could see some pockets of 1/4 to 1/2, 3/4 of an inch, but some areas ended up with no rain so far. So we've got some showers out there this evening. Things will taper off, but you see that re-enhancement between 1 and 3 a.m. where the chance jumps back up, and then by tomorrow morning, the rain chance is dropping back down to about 20%. Tonight, that's our main concern for scattered storms. Lightning, heavy rain, some small hail, though the lightning and heavy rain is going to be the primary concern as we get later into tonight. We lose the heating of the day. The severity of these storms should slowly subside. Still stay weather aware. If you're heading out tonight, grab the poncho if you're going uptown for Love and Life or Kendrick Lamar. You'll definitely want to keep it handy. Here's the rain chances. Now today, this is for tomorrow actually. Rain chances will go down as we go into the afternoon, and you can see the severe risk pushes off to the east tomorrow as well. The main risk from all the storms tonight has been lightning. We have seen some small hail, though. Several reports of pea-size hail, gusty winds, and anywhere that sees repeated storms. If you saw one earlier today, you saw one this evening, and we get more tonight, flash flooding could be a concern even in the midst of a drought. Remember your lightning safety tools and what you need to do. Make sure you head to a proper shelter location, which is inside a building or a vehicle with a hard top, not a convertible or a Jeep. Open fields, worst place to be, obviously, anywhere near trees, metal fences, poles, things like that. That's why we evacuated most of these areas in Uptown. Now, if you're going to Bank of America Stadium tonight for Kendrick Lamar, remember they have very strict policy. If there's lightning within 8 miles of the stadium, they are going to evacuate the bowl and the field. You're going to have to stay in shelter location for 30 minutes. Now, if you're in the facility, that's likely going to be in the concourse. If you haven't got into the building yet, they'll make you go to the car or a parking garage. And remember, no lightning within 8 miles for 30 minutes, and then they'll let people back into the lower bowl. Tomorrow, much better day. We'll see southwest winds if you're going to Love and Life. Strawberry Festival still ongoing. We'll have temperatures in the mid to upper 70s tomorrow. And again, just a 20% chance of a stray shower throughout the afternoon. And I'll show you what this looks like as all this mess moves out overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. That front clears the area and we see mostly sunny skies tomorrow. You don't see many showers, if any. There could be a couple in the mountains. We go into Monday dry as well. So 2 beautiful days after the messy weather that we had today. Additional rainfall, this would be on top of what we've already seen. Again, we could get another 1/4 to a 1/2 inch, and some spots that see repeated storms like Salisbury could end up with another inch of rain. So those are the areas that we'll watch for some flash flooding risks as we go into your Sunday morning. But there's better weather ahead once we get through tonight. So tomorrow, again, just a 20% chance of a stray shower in the morning. We'll probably see things clear out pretty quickly. And if you have afternoon plans tomorrow, looking at an absolutely delightful day with high temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Let's take a look at that extended forecast. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast shows some really nice weather for tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday. Boy, I wish we could have just shifted that back to the weekend. But the rain chances will return for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and going into Mother's Day weekend. Look how cool it is. We've got an upper low that's going to be over us, and with clouds and rain, temperatures will be in the 60s for a couple of days, and temperatures warm up just slightly. But Mom, you might have to deal with some rain, so make sure you guys are bringing that umbrella as you're taking care of Mom on Mother's Day.
Looking forward to the next few days. Thanks so much, Brad. I'm sure the mamas won't be happy, though. And we are following more breaking news tonight. As we speak, CMPD says it is conducting a death investigation. This is all happening on Browns Avenue in West Charlotte. We do want to note that we reached out to Medic for more information. They told us they are responding to a home on Browns Avenue and found 2 people who had been shot. At this time, details are extremely limited, but we will be sure to give you more information and let you know as we learn more on air and online. And now to more incidents of violence. Tonight, CMPD is also investigating 2 separate shootings that turned deadly earlier today. In Northeast Charlotte, police say 1 person is dead after a shooting there. It happened around 11 o'clock this morning on Frew Road, just off West Craighead Road. At this time, police have not released any suspect information or the victim's identity. And in Southwest Charlotte, we are told another person is dead after a shooting early this morning. This one happened at an apartment complex along Branchway Court around 3 o'clock this morning. Right now, details on the victim and the suspect are limited at this time. If you have any information that could help in either of these cases, be sure to call Crime Stoppers. Tonight, we have new details about a home explosion that rocked Dilworth. Charlotte fire officials now say it was ignited intentionally. The explosion happened just after 6 o'clock on Friday morning on Lombardy Cycle. Now, that's about a block away from Freedom Park, Atrium, Main, and Busy East Boulevard. We are told a firefighter and neighbors suffered minor injuries. 2 nearby homes were damaged as well. Now, we do want to bring in Charlotte's WCNC Charlotte's Walker Lawson, who met with neighbors before these details came to light.
It's so shocking to walk out of your front door and see this enormous fireballs.
For Camille and her daughter Sophie, it's not the wake-up call they were expecting on Friday morning.
I was doing my makeup for school. I heard an explosion and my windows started shaking. It kind of rattled out throughout the house.
And what they saw next, they weren't prepared for.
We didn't want to come outside. I was afraid to even come outside, but we walked out our front door and looked up the street and there was just this huge fireball.
Leaving the entire neighborhood startled.
We came running out and all the neighbors were in their pajamas running out. There was debris flying everywhere. And the first thought we had was, is there anybody in that house?
Other neighbors couldn't believe how loud it was.
It was scary. We thought someone was in our house because it was so loud, and we walked outside.
Yeah, we live a couple streets over and we heard it.
First responders arrived quickly and got the scene under control.
It was very fast. And the firemen have been so nice. They've been so nice and so helpful.
And that was Walker Lawson reporting. We do know that the house was for sale and it was empty at the time. The department has not released any suspect information at this time. As more information comes in, make sure that you download the WCNC Charlotte mobile app to stay up to date. And that's all we have for you at 6 o'clock on WCNC Plus. Our next newscast starts at 7:30. Be sure to join us.